And roll sound. Welcome to the show that, when applied directly to the skin, is clinically proven to reduce wrinkles by up to 25%. Although some of the side effects may be hallucinations and diarrhea.
And wrinkles.
And wrinkles. Speaking of hallucinations, there are 3 of them right here in front of me right now, and one of them is Katie Fade.
Hello.
Another is Abby Kate.
Hi.
And then the wrinkle, Michael Warber Jagerman Jensen, Esquire the Third.
Hey.
For those of you who've listened to the show before, Garrett has not been replaced. Garrett is me, and me is sick.
No, he's taken up smoking this past week. 3 packs a day.
Hey, I have a weak body, so anything I do that could be detrimental to it, it has that Benjamin Button effect where it's like really bad at the start. No, that didn't work.
Nope.
So
anything that you take in that could be detrimental is
detrimental, which is teeth. Any teeth you take in
is increased exponentially.
Garrett has a lot of teeth, is what we're trying to say. Moving on.
They're all down my arms. Anyways, so this week we saw a movie, and I didn't do the report on it, but we'll get to that because first we have the news. Coming at 11. No. So you guys remember the Terminator franchise?
Yeah.
That exists. There's a board game happening, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is not about the board game. Although
Okay.
I'm kind of interested to play that and see how it works. But Mike is not.
Not really.
If you hear coughing, it's me. I'm sorry. But the Terminator Genesis, that one came out and was supposed to reboot. That franchise is dead.
Definitely.
Maybe?
Really?
I have it written here, ... Maybe?
Huh. Have you seen those? They're not...
I saw it. I actually saw it last week. Not good.
No, I loved it, but it wasn't good.
No.
It was very entertaining.
Yeah, I
Make
felt like
lick
it
of
had good
sense.
moments, but like the best moments were things they ripped off from Terminator 1.
Yeah.
James Cameron apparently saw the first half of it and said, "It's great." And it was like, well, yeah, because they remade your movie.
Yeah.
Like shot for shot. Earlier, I've been following this story for a little bit. Earlier on in the year, they were saying, well, it didn't really perform that well, so we're really not sure if we're going to continue. And then I think it was Saturday after, so that was 2 days after we recorded the last episode, they said, it's dead. An unnamed source claims that the studio executives simply fell out of love of making the sequel. Here's what the Los Angeles-based source had to say. He said, "It is over for the Terminator and Arnold. The studio has taken the sequel off of the production slate completely, meaning there is no pre-production or any plans for another sequel. The talent have been offered long-term deals, but that is not happening. The Genesis movie was seen as a way of reviving the franchise, but the critics were not happy, and somehow the studio bosses fell out of love with making more, even though they made huge profits." For me, this feels very strange, because of all the things for not for Terminators, for producers and studio executives, same difference. Of all the things for like a studio to grow a conscience about and to like have feelings towards, despite money, why Terminator?
Yeah.
Why not anything else?
That's weird.
So very strange. But then 2 days ago, Skydance CEO David Ellison came out and spoke with Collider during a South by Southwest interview, and he provided an update on the Terminator franchise. Apparently, they've worked things out.
Okay.
So
weird.
This is in like less than a week. He said, this is David Ellison, the CEO of Skydance. He said, I will say we have resolved the future of the franchise, and believe me, it's an incredibly bright future. As most futures are when they involve nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
Because they make a big boom. That's not what he said. I added that in. Continuing with his quote, he said, I think where it's going will be a continuation of what the fans really wanted since T2. We have something this year that we will be announcing for the franchise. It's something we're incredibly excited about, and we think is the direction it needs to head. More robots?
More robots. Different robots.
Yeah, let's do something. What did you guys think about the nanobot Terminator thing that was in the last one?
I didn't see it.
It was like
I
kind
didn't
of.
see it. So.
All right, Micah, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that idea's been done before. I'm not really sure what in, but I feel like I've seen that before, and it's sort of almost cliche. Just like the idea of nanobots. They just need to make another just robot.
Yeah. I think that they were trying to do like something so creative and cool, like the the T-1000 with the liquid metal, but it just wasn't as interesting. I think it was cool that it was kind of like he had all of his human memories and like memories of pain, but he wasn't sure if those were real or not. I think they did some interesting stuff with it. I just think they should have played with it a little bit more.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Man, I finally sound like a man this week. This is great. Normally I sound like a 12-year-old girl going, "Would you like some cookies?"
It's even funnier since your voice is hoarse.
Nay.
Oh dear.
I'm a horse. You guys have seen Marvel movies, right?
Yep.
Never.
But Anthony Mackie, who plays Falcon, wants to become Marvel's new Blade. So Blade was one of the earlier, probably more successful, you could say, superhero or at least Marvel franchises that made movies. They did 3 of them. Blade Trinity was not well received, but Patton Oswalt does this great interview where he's talking about it was Wesley Snipes playing Blade, and when they got to the 3rd one, he would only respond to people calling him Blade, and he would only communicate with people through like Post-it notes. And he wouldn't come out of his trailer, and apparently he was high the whole time. So
That's amazing.
So Patton Oswalt says, it's not a good movie, but if you know what people had to go through to make that thing actually happen, it's an A+. Just look up Patton Oswalt, Blade Trinity. It's a great interview. He's really funny.
That's funny.
But
I mean, I communicate with people mostly through Post-it notes, but...
You're not high most of the time.
Yeah, but
that's true.
most of the time.
Yeah, just most of the time.
Just in the mornings. But Anthony Mackie wants to become the new Blade. So back in May of 2013, Marvel reacquired the rights to Blade, Ghost Rider, and the Punisher. And we've seen Ghost Rider and the Punisher in Marvel's TV shows. But Blade is connected to vampires because he's a vampire hunter. So this is one of those things we haven't really seen in the Marvel Universe yet. So I'm not sure how that will fit into everything. Probably when they go into Phase 4 or whatever, we'll get this. There's been some rumors of the possibility of a Blade movie or TV series happening, but there's been no official confirmation. Words are hard. And now Anthony Mackie has thrown his hat in the ring. It's like, I kind of want to be Blade. So what he said, this is a quote from Anthony Mackie, which says, I pretty much want to grow up to be Wesley Snipes. If we can bring back Blade, I'd definitely be Blade in every Blade movie. I think it's funny that Anthony Mackie would say, I want to grow up to be Blade, because that means he wants to grow up to go to jail for tax evasion.
That's not too exciting.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So, good for him, I guess. Let's talk about the Barbie movie.
Oh, God. There's a Barbie movie?
Yes, and for those of you who didn't know, like you, Abby, and all of those like you, which is not discriminatory. You're one of those people who doesn't know. One of those purples.
You're a purple people.
You're one of those purple people. So we're gonna explain this to you and use little words for all the purple people. But for a while, Amy Schumer she was cast in the lead role.
Oh.
Not anymore.
Cool.
The idea was that she would be a not so perfect Barbie living in a Barbie world, and there would be this story of acceptance and not looking at outward appearances and stuff, everything that Barbie's not. But according to Variety, Schumer issued a statement Thursday about her departure from the film, saying, "Sadly, I'm no longer able to commit to Barbie due to scheduling conflicts. The film has so much promise, and Sony and Mattel have been great partners. I'm bummed, but look forward to seeing Barbie on the big screen." Now, this said, This comes right after her Leather special came out on Netflix, which was terribly received. I've seen enough clips of it to know that it's just disgusting. Like everything she talks about
Amy
is
Schumer
it's
all.
gross. Like
everything that she has done, like hosted, she's turned it into trash.
Yeah.
She's not funny.
She is trash.
Yeah, and the thing is, she went to Instagram and posted saying that because she's got 1 star on her special on Netflix, she said that alt-right Nazis are responsible for just brigading, and like all these people on Reddit just went and trashed it on purpose.
Obviously.
But I mean, it's possible that people don't like the super, super dirty comedy that she's doing anymore, and that they want something that's more clever instead of her talking about, personal issues that are gross. I won't go into it, but it's not. It wasn't a good comedy special. Steven Crowder, who I know I have my own issues with, and a lot of people have issues with him, but him and one of the guys on his show watched through her special and like timed between every gross joke that was just her talking about her being a gross person, and they never made it more than a minute and a half.
Jeez.
And it's an hour long. I have my doubts that this is a scheduling conflict so much as it is the persona that she has does not fit a children's movie.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, you can get away with a lot and still do children's movies, but it was disgusting. So, DC news then?
Alrighty.
Alright.
Justice League may be giving Batman a brighter suit.
Brighter how?
Like,
no.
you know how the bat's the same color as the rest of the suit in Batman versus Superman? It's just a black bat. That's kind of like a raised thing. Now it's slightly more gray instead of black.
So it's like more classic Batman? Does he have the eyebrows?
No, thank God. He still has the short ears, which I'm not a giant fan of the really short ears.
At least he doesn't have the nipples.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's true.
Or the rubber abs. Well, he does have that a little bit, but it's more like a plate of carbon fiber than it is like, we've molded this ab specifically so that you can look at it and go, yes, that is an ab.
Yeah.
So, but he may be getting something different. Also, there's rumors that we may see a black suited Superman in this. Not
Cool,
Not
I
surprising.
guess.
I mean,
I don't see any reason why, but I guess I don't
That
see
kinda-
a reason why
To
not.
me, it just kind of
Whatever.
goes against
Superman.
Superman.
well,
Superman.
there is a black suited Superman in the comics. Like
Right.
that's an actual thing that happens. That came after the death of Superman in the comics, if I remember correctly. And so now they've done the death of Superman in the second Superman movie. I still think that was a dumb decision, but you know, that's the next thing. The problem that I think DC has with their movies is that everyone is dark and brooding.
Yeah.
And when everyone is dark and brooding, no one is. I hate to quote Edna Mode in a podcast.
Nope.
No,
that was
I don't
not
hate
Edna
to.
Mode.
Well, it's. Oh no, I quoted Syndrome.
You
Yeah.
did.
Uh,
Get educated.
you know what? I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go watch all the Pixar movies again, and then I'll come back, and we'll talk about this when I've gotten educated.
Bye. We ready to talk about that? Nope. Not ready to talk about anything, apparently.
All right, and the time that it took for Abby to stumble over, I'm guessing only 3 actual words, I've educated myself. I hate to quote Syndrome in a podcast, but I have. So, good news, though. Director Matt Reeves, who directed the Planet of the Apes movies, the newer ones, not the weird one with Abraham Lincoln. That was the weird guy. What's his name? Really weird director, Tim Burton. Not a well-received movie. Anyway, but he's directing the Batman, Matt Reeves, not Tim Burton, and
Not again.
and he may reunite with the AIDS producer, which is good because them as a team, they've made really good movies out of a really silly concept. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited. Like if they're going to let Matt Reeves. First off, we talked about this before. If he's going to be doing what he wants with the story and they're not going to bulldoze him on it, great. I think he can do a really good job with it. And if they're letting Matt, kind of have his team that he's worked with before and he's comfortable with, he's going to be able to just work. And I think that's what DC really needs to do is they need to not shove people around so much. They need to let the filmmakers make the films. Because even if you've been in the movie business forever and you're a studio executive, you're just looking at what makes the most sense money-wise, but that can bite you in the butt because people really want to see the stories. Marvel, love them or hate them, they've got a continuous story that at least makes you care about one person in the Avengers. So when they have those big events, it brings all those different fan bases together.
Right.
It's too bad we can't remember him.
Well, I can.
I remember the vast majority. I mean, the more recent ones have gotten less and less memorable. Doctor Strange was definitely memorable.
Yeah,
I didn't
Doctor
like
Strange
Doctor
is
Strange.
good.
What?
I got bored.
What?
Yeah,
What?
I know.
What?
Yes, that's a word. Do you know other ones?
It was so good, though.
Yeah.
She knows it's so good though. There's her other words that she knows.
That was 4. We're up to 5 total. I'm getting the death glare, so I'm moving on from this bit. Chris Evans on his Captain America future, he says, "Talk to Marvel." What he said was, "It's really not up to me. My contract is up. I'm not going to sit here and say no more." I think Hugh Jackman has made 47 Wolverine movies, and they somehow keep getting better. It's a character I love, and it's a factory that really knows what they're doing. The system is sound over there. They make great movies. If they weren't kicking out quality, I'd have a different opinion. But everything Marvel does seems to be cinema gold. And like I said, I love the character. The only reason it would end is because my contract is up. After Avengers 4, my contract is done. So talk to Marvel. If we engage further, I'd be open to it. I love the character. It's almost like high school. You certainly always look to senior year, and then all of a sudden senior year happens, and you're like, I don't know if I'm ready to go. That's not a very good Chris Evans, but he would have more panache, I suppose. He said it's tough thinking about not playing the guy.
I like Chris Evans.
Me too.
You know what
With
this
the
tells me
beard.
now? Wild speculation time. We have been hypothesizing, at least I have, and I think we've talked about it before, that at the end of Avengers, he will be dead and Bucky will take over. Because the actor that plays Bucky, forgive me, I forget his name, but he has a contract for Sebastian Stan. He has a contract for 9 movies total, and he's done 2.
Oh.
So we were all just going, well, he's obviously going to take over once Chris Evans' contract is up. But if he's saying, I'd like to come back, he's not dead at the end of Avengers 4.
They're going to take him up on that.
Chris Evans is
pretty.
Captain America. I
Yeah.
mean, let's be honest. While you can have him do this, he is the perfect person to play that character.
Mm-hmm.
His facial structure, he plays the Boy Scout part very well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good part for him. He does want to go do more directorial stuff, and he's been talking about that, but I think that this is a part that, he said he loves it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's something that if we can still have him involved, even if he's not Captain America, if he goes and becomes the Wanderer? Oh, I forget. But if he goes and kind of does stuff on his own as just Steve Rogers, and we still get him, I'm okay with that. But or if we have like Sebastian Stan be Captain America for a little bit, and then he comes back and takes it back and sacrifices himself, I think that'd be a really good way to end his story. But I don't want him gone. I really like him as the character. So
I like Chris Evans.
He's a pretty man.
gosh,
He's
you're
pretty.
drooling. It's gross.
With a beard, he's better looking.
Oh, yes.
Okay, more news. So you guys know there's a Han Solo movie coming out, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time we pause so that I can do a clap for syncing, I come in with, so you guys know, right? And I'm sorry. But the Han Solo movie apparently takes place over 6 years. So it will follow Han from the age 18 to age 24.
Wow.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Especially because, at least in the Legends storylines, we know that Han was an Imperial officer. And the whole, I'm guessing this is where we're going to find out about how he met Chewie. And because in the Legend storylines, again, I'm going off of books that don't exist anymore in continuity, but the way that they got together is Han was ordered to kill Chewie, and he didn't. And so that was why Chewie was indebted to him for life. He probably took a look at that bowcaster and went, I may get to shoot that in 40 years. I'll hang on to this guy.
Yeah.
That was one of the bigger problems I had with episode 7 is like he gets the bowcaster, shoots, he goes, wow, I kind of like this. I'm like, you guys have never shot each other's weapons ever?
Yeah, I didn't like that either. It's like, really? I mean, come on.
Yeah. But on its own, if you don't think about that type of continuity problem, it was still kind of a fun moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
It was a very Han moment.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, maybe he forgot because he was old and he had Alzheimer's.
He was very old.
So.
Yeah.
And in real life, like Harrison Ford's like 74 now. He's an
Yeah.
old man.
He looks it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, did you guys hear he got into a second plane crash? I don't know if we talked
Yeah.
about this on the podcast.
He always gets into plane crashes. That's just his thing.
I think this is his third one that he survived. But this last one's kind of funny. I know we're really late on reporting on this, but it's really funny because he came in on the wrong runway, and when he landed, he radioed into the tower. Went, was that plane supposed to be on my landing runway? And they went, no. Get out of the plane. You're not flying a spaceship.
I don't know why they keep letting that guy back in planes.
It's Harrison Ford.
Who's gonna stop him?
Right.
He'll just shoot you in the
He's
street.
crazy and on drugs. Like, oh my goodness.
Charlie Hunnam, which he was the lead character on Sons of Anarchy, and he's playing King Arthur in the new King Arthur movie. He says, I'm not interested in a DC Extended Universe role. I don't want to play Green Arrow. I think he'd be a really good choice to play Green Arrow. But, if you want to spend your whole life making subpar King Arthur movies, that's fine.
Yeah.
Interesting.
To be fair, though, as an actor, maybe you don't want to be connected to the DC movies until they get things in order. So
That's fair.
I don't know.
Still a high dollar movie, though.
Brett Ratner says Rotten Tomatoes is destroying movie culture. Brett Ratner, he directed the X-Men 3, The Last Stand, which is widely regarded as the worst X-Men movie aside from Origins, because I don't want to say the whole name. What he says is, the worst thing we have in today's movie culture is Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's the destruction of our business. I have such a respect and admiration for film criticism. When I was growing up, film criticism was a real art. There was intellect that went into that. You would read Pauline Kael's reviews or some others, and that doesn't exist anymore. Now it's about a number, a compound number of how many positives versus negatives. Now it's about what's your Rotten Tomatoes score, and that's sad because the Rotten Tomatoes score was so low on Batman vs. Superman, I think it put a cloud over a movie that was incredibly successful.
I kind of feel like that's just a rant. Like, you didn't like my movie rant.
Well, yeah, because every movie he makes is like, it's the latrine of whatever franchise he gets put in. It's where people poop stuff and he goes, I did it. And he stands up and he pulls up his pants and is real proud. like this guy, he's just a giant baby who they bring in whenever a movie franchise like loses a director, they bring Brett Ratner in because he can finish something really quick.
Look.
And I would substantiate that with evidence, but I don't have to because this is my podcast.
Cool.
But I do have evidence somewhere. I just don't want to go into it right now. Anyway, so whatever. Wah, wah, wah. Lots of people didn't like that movie because the theatrical release version was dumb. But it's ruining our business, even though that movie made like over $1 billion between all of the different merchandising and stuff. So I don't know.
I for one, Brett, don't pay attention to movie ratings, so you can rest assured that.
Yeah.
So how do you decide what movie to go see or go not see?
If I'm interested.
Cool.
If it catches my attention.
And now, since we're doing this, what I say we're going to see that week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Well.
At least we get a lot of date nights out of this.
True.
So, but yeah,
Is that all for the news?
I think so. There's a lot more. I did want to talk about Mulan. That's the sound of two girls being girls, I suppose.
I love live action Disney.
Yeah.
So
it's great.
Mulan.
As long as it's a musical. Because what they did with Cinderella was stupid because all of their actors could sing and they did not include the music in the movie.
I know, that kind of made me upset. I mean,
They put it in the credits. And it's like, you could have easily just inserted this.
I like some of the new songs, but it's like, incorporate some of the old songs, too.
Well, all they had was Lavender's Blue.
I know.
Not Bippity Boppity Boo?
No Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo.
You can't have Cinderella without Bippity
Boppity
Boppity Boo.
They redid it.
How fast can you say Bippity Boppity Boo?
There's a new version of Bippity Boppity Boo.
Well, yeah, I know. Like, they recorded the songs.
Yeah.
But they weren't actually in the movie. That's what I'm saying, is like they could have easily just inserted it.
I thought there was Bippity Boppity Boo was in the movie, I think.
No.
Because I
like that we just have this going on in the background while they're talking.
That's
Bippity Boppity Boo.
Arguing about what was in Cinderella and what wasn't. Was Bippity Boppity Boo in Cinderella?
There's no songs.
Exactly.
Okay.
Bippity Boppity Boo.
There was Lavender's Blue. That's it.
In the credits.
Lavender is purple.
It's lavender.
Anyway, let's get back to Mulan. Anyway.
Okay, so Mulan. Originally, someone... I don't have the quotes here because I...
Lost them?
I lost them. I had them saved somewhere. Now they're gone.
Cool.
But like a week ago, someone involved with the movies said, "Yeah, we're not doing a musical with this. It's just going to be a story about this this Chinese girl who goes to war. It's gonna be I think what they said was it's gonna be a girly action flick. Not sure what that means, but okay.
I don't like that. That takes away from... Never mind.
Well, people freaked out. Like, the internet went nuts. You go onto Twitter, which, again, I repeat, is the cesspool of the internet. But, no, that's the YouTube comment section. This is kind of like the little pool next to the cesspool. But but people were freaking out. Like, how can you do this? You've ruined my childhood. All the things people like to scream when they're upset. And then the director came out and went, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on there. It may be a musical. We haven't decided yet. This comes out next year, by the way. But they were like, things are still kind of like we're figuring out exactly what we're gonna do, but we're glad to see that everyone's so passionate about it, which I believe was code for fine. We'll put in the songs. Please don't kill us.
Yeah.
So
It's just you can't have Mulan without "I'll Make a Man Out of You."
yeah, that was a good one. I didn't see Mulan until I was 16.
I loved Mulan.
It was good.
It's good. I
haven't
love
seen
that
it
movie.
since I was very young.
Who played the dragon again? Was it
Eddie
Eddie
Murphy.
Murphy.
They have to get Eddie Murphy back.
Yes.
You can't do that without Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
It's a very Eddie Murphy role.
It is.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, Zombieland 2 is happening. Script has been finished. I liked Zombieland. It was
I
really
did.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
see
good.
it.
I don't think you'd like it because, I don't know, you don't like zombie stuff.
I don't like zombie stuff, and I liked it. I just thought that the characters had really good chemistry, and they made me laugh a
I've
lot.
seen zombie
Double tap.
stuff that I'd like.
Name
I
one.
don't know, maybe you'd like it.
I Am Legend.
Name two.
I
Name a zombie comedy that you like.
Name a zombie.
don't think I've seen a zombie.
Have you seen a Zamboni?
Did you like it?
Did you like the Zamboni? You need to answer.
Yes.
Okay, then you might like it.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is basically just a Zamboni, but in your TV.
With Jesse Eisenberg and Woody Harrelson, so it's a good time.
But it's not Jesse Eisenberg putting candy in people's mouths like a weirdo, so it's okay.
It's good.
Cool.
All right, so now that we've talked about Mulan, which is a live-action Disney movie, I believe it's time to segue into into our main topic, which is...
Beauty and the Beast.
And this week, I was
Finally.
working so hard on our music video for Compton McMurray's January, which when this comes out will be out on YouTube and our Facebook page. So if you go to youtube.com/SolarFlightPro, you can find that video there, or on our Facebook page. It's just at SolarFlight Pro on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. But you can find us there, and you can check out that music video. Compton is a fantastic artist, and we're very excited to have worked with him. And we're going to be continuing to work with him. We got a couple more videos coming from that guy. His music is amazing. Definitely check out his stuff. And we'll have links in the description below. But we're going to talk about Beauty and the Beast. But because I was so busy, I didn't get to do a report on it. So I've drafted my two favorite... What was the word I used earlier? Not diarrhea. It was the other one.
Hallucinations.
Hallucinations. I've drafted my two favorite diarrheas to do a report on.
Gosh, gross.
So,
Thank you for that.
no, it's like the relief one. Anyway, so you guys do your report, and I'm gonna not talk.
Okay, so earlier we were talking about Rotten Tomatoes, and this one got a startlingly great review, and it got a 93%.
Wait,
93?
93.
First of all, can we go around the room?
Yes.
Say, okay.
Are we
Yes.
doing non-spoilers first?
No.
You know,
No.
Only losers do non-spoilers.
also, this
Okay.
is me and
Whoa,
Katie's.
now.
Yeah.
We
Whoa,
get to
now.
choose.
We're okay.
Ladies
So
and gentlemen, if you hear screaming from your closet, they've probably stuffed me in there. Please get me out.
okay. So what did you think about the movie overall?
Micah.
I liked it.
Good. Okay.
I like the surety there. Oh, is it my turn?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, this is weird when someone else throws it at me. Oh, I don't like this. And I'll be honest, I didn't like it.
I went in with very high expectations. I was a little disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
But for overall, I enjoyed myself.
Mm-hmm. Same here. Yeah. This movie, musical, whatever you want to call it, holds a very dear place in my heart. It was the first stage production real stage production I've ever been in. And it was my favorite Disney movie growing up. Bella's always been my favorite princess. Emma Watson is my favorite actress. But, so I had,
I thought you were going to say Emma Watson is my favorite real princess.
well, she is. But, so my expectations were, through the roof.
And then all the teaser trailers.
Yeah,
kind of, brought it
everything,
up.
yeah, I had, freakishly, unrealistically high expectations for this movie, and they weren't all quite met. I have to say, I have my criticisms, and I feel like they're merited, for sure, but all in all, I really did like it. I
I have to
totally
give a
enjoyed it.
disclaimer here. I don't like musicals. don't. And part of that probably just plays into the fact that I don't like dancing for one. Personally, I just feel weird about it. And that's a whole, I'm not going to get into that now. But the other thing is like every musical is like, hey, every day we're doing a thing, and then it's like a flash mob for just because someone had an emotion. And I get very uncomfortable in those situations. Like if a flash mob happened, if I was going to the subway, right? And I go and I'm like, I'm gonna get on the E train to go down to whatever, and a flash mob happened, I would throw myself in front of the train because I don't know what to do and I'm uncomfortable. So please just let me die. But
sorry, I feel like you had something to say, so I was like waiting for you to
so
say.
that's my disclaimer. That said, I did go into this thinking, you know, I remember watching Beauty and the Beast as a kid. I remember watching it as a kid, and I really did like the story, and so I wanted to see that story. I don't feel like I got that same story. Yes. And you guys know, for me, from the Kong episode where you guys mercilessly beat me with your words, that story it's what I really, really, really care about when I go to see a movie, and I feel like the fundamentals of the story were kind of gutted.
Yeah, I feel like it didn't deliver.
It didn't. Especially just like character development wise.
Okay, can we talk about casting though?
Okay, before you say anything,
oh dear,
I just have to let you know.
Oh no, I've let it out.
I just have to let you know that both Ryan Gosling and Robert Pattinson were asked to be the Beast first.
Oh.
Did you know that he turned it down because of
La La Land?
And then
I'm so glad.
And then did you know that Emma Watson was offered the role
for La La Land,
and then turned it down for the?
I think we did the same research.
She fired her. I think she either fired or threatened to fire her agent because they didn't get her La La Land. But then her agent was like, "No, you said you didn't want La La Land. You wanted Beauty and the Beast." And she's like, "No, you are wrong. I can't do a British accent right now. My throat has given out on me."
Anyway, but yeah, so I'm very glad that neither Ryan Gosling nor Robert Pattinson were the Beast.
Who was the Beast in this? Does anybody know his name?
Dan Stevens.
Dan Stevens?
Yeah, some guy.
And he has
some guy.
He has a fantastic voice.
I wanted it to be Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I enjoy
I wanted Gaston to be Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh, that would have been so much better.
Right?
All right, let's talk about cast here.
I didn't like his.
You don't like
I don't think Luke. I like Luke Evans. Don't get me wrong. Like Luke Evans is normally like kind of the best thing in whatever he's in.
He's a good actor, but I feel like in this he didn't deliver Gaston. I feel like he got the arrogance, right, and he got the but he lacked charm. He wasn't charming. Like
we were talking about this on the way home.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I think this is my go-to blaming is to say, yeah, it was the script. But I do think that was a lot. That was a lot of what was going on here because Luke Evans. Okay, so I don't think he was charming. We talked about that, you and I, Katie. I didn't get that charming.
Suave enough.
I think what I got was this is an egotistical maniac. Like he leaves Maurice in the forest to die.
Yeah.
His whole attitude the whole time, like it wasn't just I'm the best in the world. It was like, I'm the best in the world and I'll murder you at any moment. And that I don't think was Gaston. Because like I said, I liked the cartoon and I wanted that over the top, like, I'm like, seriously, people fall over me. There's no reason for people to fall over a guy whose eyebrows just jump around like crazy and who would like murder anyone at any point.
For some reason, I don't think he was the right casting choice for this because personally, he's not cute, and I feel like...
Oh, I thought he was quite handsome, but that's just me.
Well, I don't think he... Like, he didn't have the charm or anything like that. So that could be a lot of it.
Yeah.
But I didn't... Even in the Once Upon a Time, have you seen Once Upon a Time? They casted Gaston, and he was charming. He was almost a sweet talker.
Yeah, and I mean,
and I feel like that delivered a little bit more than and they don't even go along with the story.
And when network TV gets a character right more than a full-on movie, you know you're doing something wrong.
Yeah,
that was funnier in my head.
It's true. I feel like okay, I loved Luke Evans as Gaston mostly because of one, he was one of the few actors in this movie who could actually sing. And also, I did a little bit appreciate the twist that they put on him being a little bit more evil, because
They made it make more sense.
They made it make more sense, one, and because you actually do want him to die. Because without that just inward evil, it makes it a little bit like, oh, you're gonna kill him? Wait, but he was just stupid.
Yeah.
You know?
That's fair.
I don't know. I think it made a little bit more sense as far as just like his motives being actually evil.
Yeah, I guess I think I just wanted a little bit more of that
Goofiness.
The goofiness, and because a lot of the other places they did try to be very goofy, and then like the one place where I think it would have been the best for him to be very goofy, like just a goofy guy in some ways, they missed the opportunity to do that, and it felt disjointed for
especially
the rest of the
in like the market scene and during Gaston's song.
Yeah.
They had some opportunities to make him stupider, funnier, just all around a bit more of a lumbering oaf, I guess. Not an oaf, but just like, yeah, pretty much what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm fine with him being evil, but I'm sticking by I want him to be The Rock. I think The Rock would have been great.
Yeah.
He's just so big, and he can be like just stupid and funny and full of himself, and that'd be great.
Yeah.
Plus, I feel like he could sing pretty well.
He can sing pretty well. We talked about that.
Oh yeah, he's in Moana.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the music for the most part.
Her voice.
I enjoyed Emma Watson.
That was the only part that I didn't enjoy.
That was
Really?
every time
Yeah.
she started singing, I was just like,
And I don't know if it's just because, I don't know. I'm sure it didn't irk as many people as it, I'm sure it didn't irk as many people as much as it irked me. Just because, like, her voice was so tweaked and so messed with that it was just like, it wasn't even a natural human voice anymore. And it's just like, hearing sounds, like, I can hear the sound of a person's voice and know exactly what shape their mouth is making, and some of the sounds that were coming out, no human's mouth can shape a sound to sound that way in that tone.
Abby's a singer, by
If
the
that
way.
makes any sense at all. So it just bothered me on like a psychological level, because I was just like, that's not possible.
I was actually sitting there in the theater, and I was sitting there, and I was enjoying kind of her singing a little bit. I was like, okay, this is pretty good. And then I thought, Abby's gonna rip her apart for this. I don't know why. It sounds fine to me, but Abby's gonna like stab this woman through the throat.
It's not okay. I feel like
She could probably sing fine.
She probably can sing very well, but I feel like they just took her voice, and in an attempt to make her this absolutely perfect voice, they took away from the rawness that could have made it so much more beautiful.
Yeah. You want more
Natural.
Les Miserables type singing, right? You want something
I
that's
don't
very
even-
like
I don't need
it's
the
happening
necessarily raw emotion. Like, she can have it pre-recorded or whatever, but they
Just don't tamper with
just
it.
don't tamper with it so much. And even just a little auto-tuning here and there, it's fine. But they completely edited it. Edited it.
That's always fun to say, right?
It is.
Edited it.
But it just it hurts my heart because obviously she is capable of singing.
Yeah.
They messed it up.
What did you guys think of there being an ad for an Emma Watson movie in front of an Emma Watson movie? Because the Circle ad played right before this, and it was like, oh, she's at one of the highest tech firm companies in the world, and then it's like,
I kinda wanna see it.
she's
I
in
wanna
the
see
middle
that.
of a feudal area history.
No,
Town.
it's later. It's later than
She's in a
feudalism.
town with horses.
Yeah, there you go.
She's also a princess.
No, she's not a princess. She makes that very clear. I am not a princess.
Well,
That's something that bothers me. And I know it... Okay. So the cartoons do it. Everything does it. Everything does it. But they're in France, and like 3 people had a French accent. Everybody else had a British
British
accent.
accent. I was going to
Okay.
complain about that. Thank you for doing it for me. That way it doesn't sound like I'm just a whiner.
Okay.
Winery.
That
So
always
I was
bugs me.
already like kind of irked by Mrs. Potts's
It was Cockney.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
wasn't.
Like,
And
there's
that- who
absolutely
played her?
no
Nanny
reason.
McPhee lady.
You called her Nana McPhee during the movie.
No, I said nanny, and you just said Nana.
So, okay.
Emma. It's Emma something.
We're going so out of
I know, I'm
order
sorry.
here. It's
Go ahead.
actually bothering
Go
me.
ahead.
That never
this
bothers
is your
me.
report. I'm shutting up. For like 2 seconds.
For 2 seconds. Okay. Oh, yeah. So I was reading some reviews, and there were 2 of them that stood out to me, and because they kind of like echo both of my main sentiments about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
One
Go
of
on.
them was from Julia Alexander with Polygon, and she said, despite some of its flaws, Beauty and the Beast is enchanting, wonderful, and captures the heart of what made the original so beloved in the first place. Condon stays true to the themes and styles that made the original so beloved in the first place, which I don't know why she said that 2 times.
I see.
But there's also something unique about this adaptation that makes it feel entirely new. It's the combination of nostalgia and modernity that will appeal to both fans of the original film and those who have never seen it, ushering in an entirely new generation of Beauty and the Beast fans. So I would mostly agree with that. But another review that I read from Matt Goldberg with Collider was, I adore the 1991 Beauty and the Beast, and I had high expectations for the live-action remake. That being said, this isn't a matter of not living up to a classic original as much as there's a lack of consideration for making sure that everything works. There's no reason Beast CGI makeup should look so awful when you've got Disney footing the bill.
Yeah.
There's no reason the new songs shouldn't be outstanding when you've got Alan Menken back to do the music. There's no reason to add new things if those things don't make the movie better overall.
Agreed.
Yeah, Condon didn't have to stay slavishly devoted to the 1991 film, but most of the alterations and changes didn't make this version feel fresh.
I believe she meant slavishly, like the Slavs. Because they're very devoted to the original Beauty and the Beast. It's actually, it's in their constitution, the Slavish peoples.
Oh, dear. But, yeah. Just there were things in it. Okay, so many roses. So many roses. Like,
Yeah.
what is that
The little
thing?
pen.
Yeah, is that a
Yeah,
pen?
It just looks like a crappy little pen.
It was
that
a
you get from
rattle, I think.
It just looks like
a
a
rose
little,
rattle.
It looks like a little bad pen.
Yeah,
It
it looks
does.
like
Plastic pen.
Like you go to you go to a small business and people keep stealing their pens, so
Yes,
they bought a fake flower and like duct taped it to a pen and then put a chain on it.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those little Bic pens that you can get for like 50 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what that looked like. I guess it did kind of make a little bit of sense to give some reason as to why Belle and her father live in this little town.
Yeah, I did.
I appreciated that because she's always like, I want more than this. And it's just like, how do you know that there's more than this?
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that you can read, which is great. But, you know, it gave a little bit more background.
Yeah.
Because obviously her father has taught her differently from the rest of these townspeople.
And I'm okay with that little addition. They borrowed some from I believe it's the 1944 French Beauty and the Beast, which it's a magic glove that lets them travel to places in that, but it's the magic book in this one.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm confused by is if there seems to be a weird set of character motivations in this movie sometimes. Like, Maurice takes Belle away from Paris and away from her mother because she's going to die from the Black Plague. Her mother says, take her before it takes her too.
Right.
And Maurice apologizes for that. And I don't understand, like, first off, why he never told her.
Yeah.
That's, like,
It's not
I understand
his fault
that it's
she got
painful.
plague.
Yeah. I understand that it's... Well, unless he was like... He went out to the street and grabbed a rat and was like, I got us a friend. And then he was like playing around and putting it in his wife's face and it accidentally licked her on the lip or something, and that's why. But I doubt that happened. But like the fact that he apologized, it seems to me like there was no reason for that.
Yeah.
And if you love your kid that much, you know, and you know there's nothing you can do for your wife, you wouldn't hide that from your kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would explain that so your kid can deal with it.
Right.
So this whole, tell me one thing more about her, Papa. It's
And
just
the
like,
only thing
shut
he
up.
would need to apologize for is sorry you never got to know her.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
It's
and
not
it's
even
not his fault, but
Yeah.
it's just
Because
like,
I brought a rat into the house and it licked her on the face.
because it's like the only reason he would have to say sorry is like, I'm sorry you never got to know your own mother.
Right.
She was a great woman.
Yeah.
But instead he just goes, she was fearless, hand me a gear. But not that, oh yes, that one, that is good.
Did you notice that the little music box that he was making was in the shape of a bell?
Belle means beauty in
It does.
French, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because at first, that like one of those the opening song in the village, like they were like,
wonder that her name means beauty.
yeah, and I was like, but her name is Belle. Oh, right. For a moment, I went language dumb, and for a moment, I mean pretty much always.
When first watching it, you were talking about like weird character motivation and everything. I thought it was a little bit funny that, you know, and they did address it in the movie that Maurice tried to steal a rose and the Beast was like, "You're my prisoner forever." But
Yeah, what?
that was in the original fairy tale.
Yeah, there's some things you can leave behind.
Yeah. I am just saying that there was like, that wasn't just like some weird unmerited
Yeah.
thing that they decided to put in there because it's just like, what? Yeah.
Wow.
So there is historical context there, but
Cool. Context makes a lot of things better.
doesn't it?
Take that, CNN and Fox News and everybody who does news. Context is important. And not everything that you post is going to change the way I look at this classic movie.
Oi.
I saw an article. Can I go off on a tangent here for a second?
Sure.
I saw an article. Mark Hamill posted what he believes to be the first picture of him in costume as Luke Skywalker, and he's not wearing the tights; it's like looser pants. And there was an article that's like the Star Wars picture that Disney doesn't want you to see, and it was just like he's just wearing different pants. And then I saw another one the next day that was like pictures that will change how you see the original trilogy. And there's 12 pictures, right? And it's a slideshow, so it has to reload ads every
Right.
time. And I was going through, and they were just pictures that had been out for a while. That and like there was one where it was Leia and her stunt double,
Yeah.
right, on the deck of Jabba's
Yeah.
barge.
I've seen the picture.
And this is what they would do for every single thing. It would just go, Carrie Fisher played blah, blah, blah. And it would just explain who was playing what. It was like, we all freaking know.
Yeah.
You're not changing the way I see it. You're just showing behind the scenes pictures. And guess what? We've been there, done that. It's been out for 40 years. So shut your stupid face. Turn your stupid little, slideshows off and just put it on one page and put more ads on that page and shut your stupid face before I come to your house and shove you in the closet so that I don't have to be in there for saying bad things about Beauty and the Beast anymore. And you can scream so that Abby doesn't hunt me.
It's fine. I mean, I myself will be saying enough negative things about it. It's just like
Let's get to that. It's finally not me.
Well,
I like
it's
this.
like, I don't know. It's like I really thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I liked it.
The musical numbers were great.
Yeah, they're great. I have enough complaints.
Let's talk musical numbers. Okay. Very quickly. Opening one, opera singer. I was immediately ready to walk out of the theater because I just was like, this is too much too soon for me as a person. Now, granted, this is just me. You guys, I understand why other people would like it.
I
She's
was
very
like,
talented.
yes, Audra!
I'm not saying she's bad. I'm not saying that. I was just like, I was like, hold on.
The first musical scene, I was like,
Wait, the village scene, or are you talking about the
first
one?
No, like the very first opening.
the very first
in the
second.
castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did have a feeling like, when is this going to end? Because I mean, I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I felt like it was too long.
And
Wait,
we've
no.
seen that before. We don't need to watch people like put their hands next to each other when we don't know who any of them are. I didn't enjoy that scene very much.
It was either that, and then there was a scene afterwards. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but it was. I felt like it was too long, and I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I was like, okay, they need to shorten it up. a
Also,
little bit.
narration there, but nowhere else.
Okay. That's how it's been in every
Oh, has it been like that?
adaptation, yeah.
Okay, my bad. Okay, all right, never mind. I would like to point out though that scene that was taken from the original fairy tale, which gives us a little bit more context for the Beast. So great.
Yeah.
Next,
I thought the
sorry.
opening musical number did well to establish just his pompousness and
Yeah.
his Frenchiness.
Honestly,
His
I loved
Frenchiness.
it.
It was
I thought
very
it was
French.
perfect.
I thought the opera was good for the Frenchness.
I thought it was great. There was so much there that was like within historical context, his makeup even, just everything there. I was just like, yes.
I figured there was a very good reason
This
for
is
all
a
of it.
French prince. Like, he is awful. He thinks he's all that. And he's doing all this terrible stuff. And it's just like, this is right. This is how it should be.
I did appreciate that.
Yeah. And it was just like, I didn't feel like it was too long. I did, however, have issues with the animation of the Enchantress.
Oh my gosh, that was awful.
I have issues with the animation all the way through.
Well, yeah. But, like, that one was especially just like, are we in 2000?
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Look, there's a bright light, and you can't
She's
see any defining shapes.
shiny.
Look at that.
And it said that she was very beautiful. I'm like, yeah, she's very ugly. That's what she is.
Hey, now, that is a real person. That's an actress. And what if she listens to this?
She won't.
Ouch.
Okay. But, like,
That hurts me. I'm a real person, too. I'm sorry, Abby. Do go on.
no, it was just, it was bad. It was really bad. And I'm just like, you could have just had her be really pretty and maybe just have, like, this luminescence around her.
Yeah.
That would have been fine, too.
Luminesce.
I feel
don't
like they should have
ruin the
added
mess.
a little bit more makeup, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, maybe that's what it was. It could have been the bright lights, but it's awful.
You can just kind of have her be sparkly and beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sorry. Even
Enchantresses
terrifying
don't have to-
Galadriel in Lord of the Rings was better
so
looking.
much better than that. But it's just like, yeah, to be an enchantress, she doesn't have to be like glowing and
Yeah.
levitating. That doesn't.
Even in Nanny McPhee, since we talked about that earlier, Emma Thompson, that's her name, Emma Thompson. Her transformation into pretty Emma Thompson from ugly old hag Nanny McPhee was well done. Like, things just fell off of her, and it was great, and it was effective.
Yeah.
This was not effective. This was effects.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Effects-ish.
Effects-ish. That's the word. All right, we're branding that trademark effects-ish. That's what for effects that aren't really effective. But one of the things that I did learn, I did a little bit of research for this movie just because I was curious.
Yeah.
But mostly while video was rendering. But Disney actually has a reputation for being real cheap on stuff. So like, I think Emma Watson got paid $3 million for this movie, which is nothing compared to other people who were starring and stuff. And then like there was some, I forget who it was on set, but like someone needed a bigger car because they had their family with them on set, and Disney wouldn't pay for the bigger car so that they could fit everyone in it. Yeah. So like they're really cheap on this.
While
stuff.
we're on that note, worldwide earnings for the first weekend in theaters was $357 million.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That blows this budget out of the water.
Exactly.
No wonder Disney can own everything.
Exactly.
Because they're not paying anything for the people making their money, and then they're spending it all on trying to buy Netflix or whatever.
Exactly.
What a bunch of poops.
$357 million.
You know what? I take it back. You guys are the hallucinations. They are the diarrheas.
Good to know, Garrett. I'm so glad we've stepped
last
up in
week
your
we were
list
the
of maladies.
diarrheas.
Last week I felt like diarrhea after you guys were done with me.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I got some fun facts.
Do you want to say fun facts for the end and talk about substantial stuff now?
Sure. Okay.
All right. I love you.
We could
Thanks
just
for
go
listening to my
scene
suggestions.
by scene.
Okay.
So, how'd you feel about the market scene?
Which market scene?
The
The
first-
opening.
The musical number?
Yes.
Yeah.
Too long.
Why? That's how long
Stupid.
the music is.
I didn't like the editing in it very much. I felt like there were some parts where they did edit to the music and some parts where they didn't, and it kind of threw me a
I
little
feel
bit.
that. Yeah. I
When
got
she
you.
hops across the pond, I liked all those shots. Like it's
shots
a
were all
good looking
gorgeous,
movie
but-
in a lot of places, but I felt like that cut at weird places. And I know sometimes there's just nothing you can do because something went wrong in one shot, but it did feel kind of off.
Yeah, I do understand that. For the most part, I loved that scene
Good
because
music.
it was just like so true to like both the 91 Beauty and the Beast and also the Broadway. Bringing in the aspects of some historical continuity with the outfits, but also just that bright colorfulness that Disney has the reputation for, and that's in a Broadway show that just makes it so like vibrant and just kind of makes you smile. I love it. And everyone's vocals in this were pretty much spot on. It was great.
Yeah, and I did think this is one of the things that I did enjoy about this movie. It's very colorful. When you look at the Marvel movies, everything's kind of it's very drab and gray. That's partially so that they can have a very consistent visual style. The Thor movies kind of break that a little bit. They get very bright. Well, the first one did. The second one didn't. But they kind of look like poop. Overall with the color grading. And with this one we got and with I think Cinderella, I didn't see the whole thing through, but I have seen bits and pieces. It's very colorful and bright. And I like that because, Cinemark wants to brag that they've got projectors that can produce however many million colors. So I'm glad we actually got to see that exists.
It's gorgeous all the way through.
It's gorgeous from a color standpoint. Visually, I have issues with their effects-ish. But no, overall, I thought that was a good scene. Again, I don't like musicals, but that picked up a little bit more after the opening thing that like shocked me to my spleen. I mean, my core. Is your spleen your core?
It's in you.
So yes.
Sure.
But I wouldn't say it was too long just because that's how long the musical number is, and they're not going to cut lines out of it for the sake of the song being shorter. So
I really enjoyed it. I thought they
great.
did a really good job, and it really played out like a musical, but did a lot more visual things and fun things that you couldn't do with a stage in a theater. So it was fun. It's cool. I liked it.
I think the town felt pretty big and alive, so good on that.
Loved it.
But what's the next scene?
Gaston and LeFou enter.
Yes. Didn't like Josh Gad's performance.
Really?
I felt like he phoned it in a lot of places.
He could have been stronger.
Yeah.
Just because knowing what Josh Gad is capable of, he could have been a lot stronger. But I did enjoy his performance.
I kind of feel like that's just kind of how they were trying to make him act. They tried to play him off as acting like in a modern way here and there, and that's kind of the joke they were trying to make.
Yeah.
So it just kind of comes across as him not trying. But they're just trying to be funny.
I mean, he had a couple of moments I laughed at, but overall, I just was kind of like, I feel like he wasn't one of the stronger performers in it.
Luke Evans, I think
he's not charming enough. I didn't want to give him a hug, so I don't give him a pass.
I wish he hadn't been so dismissive of the stupid girls in the town.
Yeah.
Because that's not correct.
Right. But sometimes he like sees them and like walks off to them, but it's only after he's thrown mud on them.
Right.
I did laugh when he was like, think of widows, and he's like, not widows.
Yeah, that
was great.
Having the Gaston's happy place is flashbacks to the war.
Explosion, blood, widows. Widows?
Yeah, that was pretty great.
It was funny. When we first meet Maurice, he's singing a little song.
Yeah.
I wanted more of that song.
Yeah, I felt like that was one of the better tunes in the movie.
It was.
Nice.
But we didn't really get much of it.
It was very pleasant.
And
very
so we had
warm.
to listen to 40 minutes of people going, no one fights like Gaston, no one drinks like Gaston, and now there's a sword and we're fighting for fake.
That was beautiful.
What was that scene?
That's almost always in a Broadway version.
Yeah, but I just feel like that
doing
fake,
the fake sword
fight, like it just was like, I don't know, it didn't play. Because I think in the cartoon, correct me if I'm wrong here, but doesn't he like actually kind of beat some guys up while he's singing and having fun?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they could have gone that way with this, especially since he's a maniac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People can't see, but my head like did this weird bob.
I think they could hear it in your voice.
Maniac. The waveform for that looks pretty funny on my computer.
No, I loved that number though. It was so good. We're out of line again.
Did I clap in the last 3 minutes?
Yeah, your claps are good today.
Thanks. I've been working on it. My ear is ringing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ow.
Anyway, so we went from the scene where we've got Gaston coming into town and throwing mud on some ladies who were all, I thought, really just kind of... Granted, I think they were going for the Broadway, Like that kind of, I can't do the sound with my throat right now. But yeah, do it again.
Oh, thanks. We're good.
Okay, so, but like, they were kind of going for the Broadway thing with that.
Uh-huh.
That swoon. Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much.
You're
But, but, I don't know. I felt like they were really, really weak overall. Like, I just was like, I feel like you could have put more actual emotion into that, maybe. But
Nah, they're
maybe it was
supposed to
just
be so superficial and dumb and...
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
I mean, I say
That's-
corrected. We don't record this standing up. That would be exhausting.
In a stage script, their roles are Silly Girl 1, 2, and 3.
I'm Silly Girl 1, and Katie, you're Silly Girl 2, and Micah, you're Silly Girl 3.
Did I do it?
It hurts to laugh.
I'm gonna take a drink of water.
It hurts so bad. I think I'm gonna die. I can't breathe.
It worked.
I'm gonna take a drink of water. So, what's the next scene?
So, Maurice is...
I'm better.
Okay. Maurice is going to market with his latest invention, which is this pretty little music box that he's made.
It's a bell.
It's a bell.
I learned that from a very important person.
Jeez, okay. And on the way there, he loses his way. Lightning strikes a tree, revealing an alternate path.
And wolves.
And snow.
Wolves. Okay, can we
In
talk
June.
about Maurice's decision making? Can we
Yeah,
talk
we can probably take this path.
the
He's
one that
not-
goes down into the woods where scary trees come over the top after it's only been revealed when lightning strikes a tree. I am not a scientist. Okay? I know that may surprise you, but I have no degrees in any type of Scientology. No, wait.
Yeah.
Well, that's true too.
That's also true.
But I didn't mean for that to be a joke, but there it is. But what I do know is that if lightning reveals a path,
Don't take it.
you never trust lightning. Lightning is a liar. It's got lie in the first part of its name.
I believe in that moment, if I was him, if I were him, not was. If I
Turn
were-
around.
If I were him, I would turn back and go home.
See, I
Yeah.
wouldn't turn back. I'd unhitch the horse and move the freaking tree.
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard to move a tree.
Yeah, especially one. It looked like it was kind of like
Pretty much dead.
Dead. So it would
Yeah.
it would not be as dense as a live tree.
Or
Yeah.
you could at least just if you can't move the tree, you could kind of clear a little path around it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be too
Yeah.
hard. Just toward the tip,
So what we're saying
Left.
is Maurice is an idiot
Well, he
little
is
bit.
supposed to be a little bit not there, which they did
because
not make
his wife
clear.
died.
Yeah, in the
I didn't get it.
original,
Oh,
he
wow.
wasn't
I'm just kidding. I would be crushed if
like
Katie died.
he's not like insane or anything, but he's a little bit senile. Like he's not. He's pretty old.
Like a
and,
cat? Oh no, that's feline. I've had a moment. I have sick brain.
Wow,
Forgive me.
maybe you're a little bit
Like an
senile.
old cat, yeah.
like Cookie.
Oh, he saved me.
Anyway.
He saved me so good.
Yeah, they didn't make very clear at all.
Yeah. And the whole time he's talking to himself, I was like, all right, Mr. Narrator Face, let's dial it back a notch. Just look that way and go, okay. But don't go, oh, how about this way, Philip? Yes, Philip, we can go this way. The horse is not going to talk back
his
to
horse
you.
too.
Everyone talks to Philip. When the horse runs back from the castle to Belle, Belle's like, where is he? And she's like shaking his face around. And the poor
He's
horse is
shaking
like,
his face around.
no, it was her. Her arm's tense. She goes, where is he? Like she's interrogating a terrorist. And this horse, look, that horse was
poor
not
horse.
a terrorist. Also, all right, let's talk about this horse. I have beef with this horse.
He's a
Because,
good horse.
oh yeah, he's so good he can magically appear where he does not exist.
He appeared in places that didn't make sense.
Like where?
Cart crash, right? Wolves are closing in on Maurice. Horse gets set free from cart. Horse runs away. Maurice runs back the other way. Wolves on top of him. Wolves below him while he's on the side of this cliff. Drops down. Horse?
Horse fast. Horse fast, find other path, go around. Horse
There was
good.
no sound that said horse good.
There was sound of wolves overshadowing sound
Also,
of
those wolves sound like bears.
They sound like lions.
Those are not wolf noises. Like
Wolf noise.
wolf noises.
wolf.
Look,
Wolf.
I may not be
Hey,
making...
wolf!
There's a wolf over there.
Look at that pack of wolves.
The point is...
Those were vicious
What
wolves.
was that? But no, that horse ran the other way. It would not have turned around,
around.
and gotten. He couldn't go around. It was up against a wall. He was in like a little cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sac.
There was a notch. There was an indentation that had no
Dude,
outlet.
We are like
in the
15
side of the
minutes into
mountain.
this movie. We are going to run out of time.
I have a problem with this magical horse that appears for no reason.
I'm sorry you have problems with the horse's loyalty. Get over it.
No, I don't have problems with the horse's loyalty. That horse can be as loyal as he wants, but that horse cannot materialize. He's a horse. Have you ever walked into an aisle of Walmart and went, man, I could really use a horse right now, turned around and, hi, Philip.
I'm not much of a horse guy, so no.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maurice just was that much of a horse guy.
Oh,
You know what?
boy.
I'm done. Go ahead.
Next,
Philip is bull.
To continue on.
Maurice goes to the castle.
And?
There's a piano that goes, oops, sorry, I wasn't supposed to be playing.
And also Chip is like, Mom said I shouldn't talk because it might scare you.
Oh, no, it's okay. And then he runs. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It's just like, it's such a little kid thing to do.
What'd you guys think of the pots animation? Did you like
I loved
how
it.
they looked? I think that was the best you could do with teacups. And,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great.
I
Hated the singing though.
Okay,
was not.
Are
I'm
we
really
gonna skip
surprised by
ahead?
everything Katie's saying because she was so excited for this movie.
okay. Here is my thing. Part of me appreciated
Appreciated.
the
I'm
fact
appreciated.
that it sounded like an old woman singing a lullaby.
Yeah.
Part of me liked that. But another part of me was like, gosh dang it, where are the dynamics?
Yeah.
And another part of me was like, wait, is this France?
Yeah, that too. And that's the thing is
That was
like,
a big part of me, like
it's
my
just
whole
not-
left leg.
her
Yeah.
her accent was not necessary. Like, I'm okay with her having a vague British accent.
A veg? Like a
veg.
vegetable? Like a
What are you guys doing?
radish
You always-
British accent?
But
You
when
always
you
say
come out
vague.
like this, tale as old as time. Like it's like
That was beautiful.
She sounds like a witch.
Yeah,
like
she
it's
did.
like
She
it's
sounded.
like it would be like this, tale as old as time.
Yeah. Like
When
that.
you rub your hands together and give me
Yes.
that look, it's like you're going to eat me. But first you're going to lock me in a gingerbread house and feed me so that I get fatter.
It's just that song is supposed to make me cry, and it didn't make me.
Instead, it made me want gingerbread.
cry. It didn't deliver, and it made me so sad because it's like that's the song
Hey,
where
it
you
made
get
cry.
Yeah, but for the wrong reasons.
for the wrong reasons. I wanted more. I wouldn't even have minded if she had started out singing like that and moved into like when it really just reaches a climax, just like belting out this beautiful song. I would have been okay with that.
Yeah, she never did really
But
go
she never
full force,
did.
did she?
No.
I didn't notice it now, or when I was watching it. But now that I'm not watching it anymore, and it's now, I got that right?
Yeah.
Was it confusing enough that no one will know if I messed up? But now that it's not then, I'm bugged by it.
Yeah.
I should do these sick more often. They're more fun this way.
There was parts of the movie that I don't know why, but I just started busting up laughing.
Okay, can we, at the end, nearish, he sends Belle away, and then he does that song, which I think is the best song in
It
the movie.
was so good. It was the only one that truly had real emotion,
Right?
real dynamics, and he could freaking sing.
I loved it, and as soon as that started, she started laughing at the screen.
I loved it. No, it wasn't that it wasn't that I didn't like it. I don't know why. I just belted out laughing. It was this movement. And I'm like, ha ha ha.
it ruined the first 30 seconds of the song for me because I looked over her and went, "What is wrong with you?"
This is beautiful.
But then later on in the movie, I did the same thing because I couldn't.
Yeah, Katie just laughs at things that I wouldn't laugh at. I don't know why, but she does. So
I just got the giggles.
okay, what was the next scene on your list? Let's work through these real quick.
I don't even know where we are. I think Belle goes back to find her father, and he tells her to leave.
And she goes, "No, because I'm a disobedient little child." And then she lies to him, is like, "I'll leave," and then she shoves him out. So now lying is okay in Disney movies. That's fine.
As if it wasn't before.
Yeah, good point. That reminds me of G-Force. Nicolas Cage played the mole, and he said he was a good guy, but he wasn't a good guy.
Garrett.
What a liar.
Move on.
Jeez.
I just want to talk about G-Force like once a month.
But why?
Because it's that bad, and I want people to be curious and look it up.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. In the original fairy tale, once Belle takes her father's place, the Beast is like, "You're now the mistress of this castle, and I am your servant. I will give you whatever you want."
That's much better.
Isn't it?
In this one, he's just like, "You have to stay in this cell. But no, they gave you a room against my order, so now you have to stay in your room. And if you want to come out to eat, you have to eat with me, otherwise you'll starve." No, not that. They're gonna do whatever they want. I'm just an angry furball.
He looked really cuddly, though. I really wanted to rub his belly.
Right?
I really wanted to
He
cuddle.
didn't
I was
look
thinking the same
terrifying.
thing. I just want to give him a little
You
rub
know,
a
you
dub
give him
dub on his tummy.
scritches. You
Yeah.
pat his head.
Yeah.
When he lays down on the pillow after he gets bit by the wolves, one of his horns disappears.
Seriously?
Well, like, he's laying down, and that horn, there's nowhere for it to go, but it's not affecting how his head is laying. So, just saying.
Maybe he has a horn hole in his pillow.
Oh, I forgot about horn holes. Good point.
Because, I mean, he's had horns for a while now, so he put horn holes in.
Horn holes. Horn holes.
We should not keep repeating that.
Yeah, so maybe I'm wrong about the bed, but still. It did seem a little bit weird. I was like, his head can't sit at that angle without hitting something. Anyway, whatever.
Okay, be our guest.
They never let her eat.
Yeah.
I know. I would have been
Maybe
very
they
upset.
did.
I would have been like, "You're taking away my food."
Yeah, see, this is...
I would have I would have been like this with the knives.
Katie is
the
the
knife
type of
would run
person, if
away.
you put food in front of her and then you take it away, you'll lose an arm.
Like, I'm okay with the singing, but let me eat, and
Yeah.
I can watch and appreciate you.
At the end, they offered her a pudding, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want a meal.
Katie's
was-
just hungry right now.
Okay, so not thinking about the food, but focusing on the musical number. How did you guys feel about it?
I enjoyed it.
I loved it.
It was long.
Ewan McGregor did a good job.
Yeah. I didn't know that was Ewan McGregor till the end.
Really?
Mhm.
He's got a good voice.
Surprising, yeah.
Yeah.
He does a pretty good French accent.
Yeah.
You know, because they're in France.
Yeah.
Also because
This is
his
like the
wife
only
is
one.
French.
Well,
Plumette, plumette. Oui, oui, monsieur.
It's good.
That hurt my throat.
But no, he was a good singer, and he did great with Lumiere.
I thought that scene was really fun. Lots of
Codsworth,
colors.
played by
Sir
Sir
Ian
Ian McKellen.
McKellen.
Great. I liked
Yes.
that a lot. I liked their back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Lumiere has legs in this. How'd you feel about that?
It was fine.
I thought that was cool.
Because I feel like a live action version with him not having legs would be so loud every time he moved.
Oh, yeah. Ding,
It'd
ding,
be like,
ding,
dunk,
ding,
dunk,
ding.
dunk, dunk. Yeah, exactly.
That was so many dinks in one little short time.
I feel like the Pixar lamp the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially, he's made of solid gold.
Good choice, filmmakers. Well done.
Yeah.
I thought their animation was probably the best in the movie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was
Absolutely.
cool. I really like their transformations between like inanimate and animate. It was
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't
Beautiful.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That's
really
pretty
good.
cool.
It was awesome.
I do think that this movie has kind of a shift in morals from the original fairy tale where, like, authority kind of doesn't exist anymore. You know, because the Beast is the leader of the castle, and these are people who essentially work for him, but no one listens to him. They just equate every order he gives to a big old rant. Which, granted, there's some truth to that, but I mean, still at the same time, that I think we still need some authority and people responding well to that in movies.
Well, they are French.
Good point.
Also, you recognize the entire time Lumiere's doing all this stuff, and Cogsworth is just like, "We are going to get killed.
Right.
Stop." And he's like, "No."
Yeah.
Because Lumiere does what he wants. And that's
true.
how it's always been.
That's true. But most of the other people in the
But
castle
I feel
are not.
like they're his servants basically, but
At the same time,
at the same time they're depicted as his friends.
yes, like they're all in this together
Yeah.
at this
Yeah.
point. They've been stranded here like this for so many years that at this point, they just kind of
And
exist
that-
with each other.
And that makes sense.
It does. So on some levels, they do still see him as the master, but at the same time,
They're
kind-
depicted as friends.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't care. He needs a girl.
right?
Yeah.
So we probably need to take a bigger step forward into the plot at this point.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
have to be our guests.
after Be Our Guest, let's just go ahead and talk about the fact that two of my favorite musical numbers, which were in the Broadway, actually probably my two favorite musical numbers in Beauty and the Beast and the stage version, were not in this film, and it made me really sad.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, it's Home and Human Again. Look them up; they're great.
Will do. I like that human again. The sound of that.
We'll be human again. It's great. It's very.
I changed my mind.
It's very happy.
I forgot it was going to be musical.
I'll look it up.
Do
and
it.
that
It's
means
great.
I'll be forced to listen to it
Yep.
because she'll put it on the big speaker.
So yeah, those are not there. And then we get the part where Belle tries to run away after she discovers the rose in the West Wing.
Okay, can we talk about her discovery? In the animated version, the fully animated version, as it were, that she's kind of drawn in there by kind of just curiosity. It's not like do they say don't go over there
Yeah.
and she still does it? Yeah. Okay, so maybe it's not different. Than
Yeah,
us.
they're like, whatever you do, don't go in the West Wing. And she's like, what's in the West Wing? And they're like, oh, nothing.
Yeah. I think in the original though, it did feel, not the original, I'm sorry, but in the animated version it did feel a little bit more innocent, whereas in this one it was just no one tells me what to do. But that's
I'd say
just
it
a
was
feeling
more
I
just
have.
like
I haven't seen the original one.
super
more.
curious, gotta know what they're hiding kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be a dead person.
Oh no.
I almost feel like they kind of wanted her to go up there and figure it out.
Yeah, that's
Because it
another
was
thing.
more. That's what I felt like. Don't go in the West Wing.
Right.
Let me give her a little tip so she
Yeah.
can go up there.
Or as I like to call it, the wing that doesn't exist. That was fun. I like that.
So yeah, so she discovers the rose in the West Wing, and obviously the Beast is like, no, don't touch that. You're gonna make the petals fall off, and we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
He gets mad.
He gets really mad, and so she runs away,
Mayonnaise.
and then gets attacked by those lion wolves.
Mm-hmm.
And
The lulz.
Yeah.
Or as I like to call them, the wolves. With an F.
And then the Beast goes and saves her.
Okay.
And then he rides the magical pony back to the castle.
Well, he saves her. He gets really beat up.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's there pretty much dying. Well, not dying, but he would have died if she hadn't gotten him up and back to the castle.
Then they fall in love immediately.
Yeah.
Yep. I didn't feel like that relationship was earned in this one.
No.
I
No,
feel like
absolutely not.
in the 1991
91.
version,
It was
very
far
much
more-
earned. Like
yeah.
they built that relationship, and in this one they were just like, she
We'll read
said,
together.
you know what?
Have my library.
Yeah, like, but in this one, it felt like I was a good person and didn't let you die. So now we're gonna give each other a little kiss.
Yeah, it was definitely way too sudden. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But I did like that they made the Beast literate.
Yeah.
I liked that too.
Because it doesn't make sense for a prince
Yeah.
to not know how to read.
I had an expensive education. I like that.
I like that. And she's just like, you've read all of these? And he's like, not all of them. Some of them are in Greek.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite moments
I
from the trailer.
loved it. It was
Yeah.
beautiful. The library was beautiful. Everything about that scene
You
was
know what
great.
I didn't like about that scene? Are you making jokes now? Oh, it's a very cute moment for me. I didn't feel very genuine at all. I think Emma Watson phoned it in for that line. Or that line should have been cut because it wasn't a good line. It felt
Maybe.
it was,
Maybe.
I mean, that feels like first time screenplay writer stuff.
Yeah.
It's fair.
I don't think she could have performed it better because it wasn't a good.
It wasn't a good line.
It wasn't a good line. Yeah.
At this point in the movie, the Beast is looking really cuddly, and I really
Yeah.
want to cuddle him.
Yeah.
I want to give him snuggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
just needs a
warm.
little
I kind of
snuggle.
wish he was more terrifying.
Well,
He
that's
was
not-
in the beginning.
Yeah.
And
No, he wasn't.
I was never scared of him. I remember being terrified in the 1991
yeah.
version.
Yeah.
Also,
but-
did you notice he has like fangs in these instead of the under, like the
Yeah.
teeth
Yeah.
that come from under? Those were really menacing. These feel like I'm a snaky snake.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like leading up to him being revealed, it was a little bit like, ooh.
menacing.
No. It was a
Foreboding.
little
It
bit. No.
was just ooh.
It
All right,
was,
let's go through this with Thor.
it made me like wanting to know, okay, I'm excited.
Right.
Not, it wasn't menacing. Not at all.
I think his face was too human. Does that make sense?
I liked how
I
human
like
his
that.
face though.
I
Wait.
liked how his face was, it showed emotion.
Yeah.
But I feel like he could have been scarier. I wasn't scared of the thing. He was a thing to me. Okay.
I like. Oh wow, that's really it's really shallow of you. But I liked how he looked like a person because then once he transformed back into a dude, he had like the same eyes and stuff. It's like, oh,
I
that's
liked that
him.
part,
That's
but-
nice.
Can we just? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Katie.
No, you already started.
I'm sorry. Dan Stevens, when he turns back into a person, not like in the movie, not just Dan Stevens as a person. He turns back into a person, and right before they give they kiss
They
each
give
other
a
at the end of the-
kiss.
they give a kiss. He makes the goofiest face.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Like
the stupidest
I
face
busted
ever.
up laughing, and she looked over at me. I was like, "Did you see that?" Because his mouth just kind of like goes awkward. And I was like, "What was that?" Like that. I
There
feel
was
like
a little bit of a there was a space between human and kiss where like there needed to be a little bit of a lingering moment, but it was just a hair too long and it got a little awkward.
maybe that's what it was. Maybe he got a hair in his mouth right before he kissed her. He's trying to get it out. I'm gonna kiss Emma Watson. I better get this hair out of the way.
Wow.
It's gone
They
very
fell in
well.
love. Now they go to the
And then-
the Tower of Death,
They go to the Tower of Death.
of Mother Death.
Oh, Tower of Mother Death.
Oh yeah.
I love that. That's great. That's what I'm gonna call my band when I start one. Tower of Mother Death.
That's pretty good.
It'll be a light symphonic sound.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that. It's unexpected.
But I think they could have used that as a turning point rather than
He could have comforted her more there, I think.
right.
I feel like that could have been a very good relationship building moment, but
Yeah.
instead it's like, here's a rattle
Their
so she can give it
relationship's
to her
already
dad
been
later.
built way too early.
Yeah.
And now they're here.
Yep.
It wasn't really built. It was just like,
Well,
now
yeah,
we're here.
it was there.
Yeah.
The relationship got developed very prematurely.
Yeah. It's like a subway. It just happened, and no one knows when and where, like how. They know where, obviously, because it's in front of them. But is Subway not one of those restaurants that does that? I feel for me it is. They just show up. You know, if you go to small towns, you will more often find a Subway
Okay,
than a
Garrett.
McDonald's.
Garrett.
I'm just saying.
We've gone on for so long and we're not even halfway done.
Oh boy. Okay.
And I have places to be.
Okay. Go ahead, Abby. I'm sorry.
So where are we even?
Tower
of Death.
of Mother Death.
Got it. Yeah, I think we've already pretty much covered everything there.
Yeah, that's good. Father, bad times.
Yeah. So, the ballroom. So we kind of already like went over this because we talked about the song "Beauty and the Beast" being not so eloquently sung.
Oh, this time.
Yeah. I have a little bit of a complaint, but also kind of a praise.
A complaise.
Complaise, yes.
Interesting.
Her dress.
You
Her
didn't like
dress.
it?
Oh, her
You
dress.
didn't like her dress?
I liked the style. It was historically accurate and it was gorgeous.
Why'd your eyes roll back?
The material I had issues with.
The material?
Yeah.
Material I had
Did you
issue was
feel
with.
No, but I could see it, especially like far away it was great. Close up, I could see the very, very polyester, like gold
Yeah.
ribboned
So you
tulle.
think it felt kind of cheap?
Yes.
Mm.
It when you saw it up close, it looked cheap.
Yeah.
The materials were cheap.
Good thing she was able to just take it off later and magically have a jacket then.
Yeah, that was
Where did that come from?
Yeah, I don't know where the jacket came from.
Jacket didn't come from nowhere. It came from the magical horse's butt.
But the style of the dress was historically accurate and absolutely beautiful, and I loved it.
That was cool that the gold little details on the
little
dress
gold
came
leafing.
from the decorations in the room. Although, how does a singing dresser do that? Don't know.
She summoned the gold leafing.
She summoned the gold leafing.
She makes stuff fly around anyway, so like, how you can't question it.
Yeah.
The way she talked, that made me feel very uncomfortable.
I don't know
Okay.
what you're talking
When the
Like
dresser's
rain.
like it was like watching the maw of a kraken pulse.
It kind of reminded me of the books in Harry Potter that tried to eat you.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I remember that.
Um,
I don't remember any of the Harry Potter movies.
Anyway.
Oh, so it was like
Good.
Pac-Man, but not as round.
Yeah, it's square.
Oh
Pac-Man.
yeah, and then Maurice tries to bring Gaston and LeFou back to the castle, and he can't find his way back there, and they're like, "You're stupid. This isn't a thing. You're just
Trees
being
back
mean."
up for no reason.
Yeah,
I mean, magic. It's fine.
yeah. And then they tie him to a tree and leave him there.
Because Gaston's a butt.
Yeah.
He's more diarrheas.
And LeFou's
He's like a studio executive.
"Dude, you sure about this? You sure about this?" And Gaston's like, "I'll kill you too." And he's like, "Okay, this is fine."
Yep.
And yeah, that's about as far as that goes. And then Agatha, the woodland lady, the old spinster, slash, as we find out later, Enchantress, rescues Maurice, and he goes back to the village and tells everybody that Gaston tied him to a tree, and then Gaston comes in and he's like, "This guy's crazy."
And everybody's like, "Oh yeah, good point."
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, you're much better looking than him. You must be telling the truth."
Right.
And then someone calls a guy with a with a
Monsieur
horse.
Dark.
Monsieur Dark.
Yes.
That's a very cool name.
D''ARQU.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I like that. But yeah, they're just like, "We're gonna send you to an insane asylum." And then Belle back at the castle is like, "I want to see my father with your little magic mirror and make sure he's okay." And then they're like, "Oh no, he's getting beat up by townspeople." And she doesn't even know he's been tied to a tree to be left for dead at this point. And the beast is like, "I love you. I must set you free. Go to your father. I'll never see you again because for some reason you can't go to your father and then come back."
Well,
He's
just
being
kind of
very
assuming,
teenagery there.
Well, he's just kind of assuming that, he's keeping her captive. Once he gives her freedom, she's not going to come back to her captor.
Good point. I guess I
Little does
projected
she
onto
know
him a little bit more there
he loves her
because
too.
when I was in high school, I was like, if I let someone go, then I'll never be loved again. And that's why I dated so many people in high school.
Well done.
I was a lonely boy.
It's okay, lonely boy. You're not lonely now.
No, and I'm no longer a boy either. I'd like to point that out.
Are
I'm
you?
now a big boy.
Good. So she goes back to the town and they throw her in the
Right? They're gonna send her to the
too.
insane asylum?
Okay. I have a
Okay.
complaint
Yeah.
about how she came across.
Take a number for complaints.
Anyway. Yeah, here's the mirror that shows the beast.
Yeah.
Here, take it. Her approach on that
Yeah.
was stupid. It's
Yeah.
like, of course he's gonna take the stupid mirror.
She could have been like,
Sorry.
yeah, here's the beast, and like, yes, he's real, but he's really sweet and all. She could have led with that instead of being
Yeah,
like letting
because
them.
Yeah, because the
get
first thing
crazy.
she shouted was, "There is a beast!"
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, yes, she was panicky and stuff, but at the same time, it's like
She had a whole magic horse ride to think this through.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The way she announced it was very much like pitchforky. It was like, "There is a beast."
like
Kill him.
I was captive.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it did sound a lot
very
like
weird. But then
Katie
she's
talking
like-
about the space between us.
But then she's like, "Oh no! But wait, he's nice. Don't hurt him, please. He's my friend. No, stop. It's fine."
But Gaston's already gone back to his happy place with explosions and widows, so...
So he's leading the entire town.
Oh, that whole scene of them like going into the
that.
castle, I busted.
I love that
laughing.
number too. It's fun.
We're going to kill the beast?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was fun.
it's a fun number.
Yeah,
It really is.
That was one of those I just lost because it was fun. I lost it with laughter again.
And that whole fight sequence is very funny.
Yeah.
And the part where the wardrobe dresses up all those.
Yeah, it brought some of
Guys.
that humor back.
Yeah, it was funny. It was great. And Chip's like throwing dishes at everybody.
Yeah, I like Chip in that fight. That was cool.
Yeah.
The coat rack.
Yeah.
Dude, the coat rack
Spinning
is
and
awesome.
Grabbing people. Yeah, that was pretty great.
Great.
Who else had some really good... I like how Cogsworth was like threatening people from afar, and then as soon as they noticed him, he's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how the harpsichord shot out his keys at people, and then when he came back as a person, he was missing all his teeth.
Oh, that's right,
Yeah.
he was. Yeah, yeah, that was pretty great. I like that whole I shall play through the dental pain.
Yeah.
All of that. Yeah, he's got bad teeth. Words are hard.
Ding, ding.
So then you have Gaston going up to find the beast, and
What do you think of that whole final battle scene?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought it was
think
good.
it lacked some. I think it should have had more of a struggle. It was too easy. But that's just me.
It was too easy.
The building was falling apart.
I feel
There's
like-
only so long you can make it when things are falling out from under you.
I know. But I just feel
How did
like
Gaston die in the 91 version? I forget.
didn't he fall too?
I think he fell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he fell too.
That's pretty
He
much like
ate a
that's the
sword.
kids movie death. Like that's the only one you can do because he can fall out of frame.
You can
It's just
drown.
in both the original and this one, there is no moment more angering than when the beast lets Gaston free and Gaston shoots him. You're just like, oh.
I think like in the old one, I remember watching that and being like, you jerk. And in this I was like, that's par for the course at this point, I guess. At least he didn't try to send you to an insane asylum. I mean, I still got angry. Yeah, it was messed up. The fact that he got off multiple shots. Why didn't Belle step in front and go, hold on? Like I feel like
I don't think
he wouldn't
Gaston cared at that point.
Wow,
I think he.
I mean, yeah, he threw her in the bin.
that's true.
Yeah,
Where she could.
so.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like it had some cool moments. There were a couple, like, there was one moment in particular that I'm thinking of that it was like, here's tension, but not really. Because the beast was across the way, and she goes, don't jump, it's too far. And he jumps, and it's not far.
Yeah,
That was just like, what was the point of that?
Okay. Big issue here. The beast doesn't have a name.
Yeah, I don't like that. I really don't like that.
And the
Yeah.
part where that becomes most noticeable is when he's across the way from her and he shouts, Belle! And she just stands there.
Oh, wait.
And she goes, oh man, did he introduce himself
Right?
earlier? I don't know.
Beast! Yeah, exactly. You're almost expecting her to shout beast, but then you're like,
What is
she's
his
not
name?
going to do that. He doesn't have a
Yeah.
name.
Let's give him a name.
His name is supposed to be Adam.
I know, but let's give him a non-real name.
Not real name.
I'm gonna call him Snuggle-Bunny.
He's pretty cute.
He's really snuggly.
He's got cuddly
Okay.
paws.
Snuggle-Bunny!
But,
See,
yeah.
it would have worked as a cute nickname.
I liked the last scene where everybody becomes human again.
Yeah, that was
It
fun.
made me happy. Made me really
Except for
happy.
that weird look that Dan Stevens gives before he kisses Emma Watson. It's like, hair.
It was great, and I loved in the scene where they're all dancing, and
Yeah.
she's like, "How would you feel about growing a beard?"
I liked
I
that.
loved it. It was so great.
I love that Cogsworth, like, the lady was,
One of the townswomen.
yeah, and he's like, please turn back into a clock. Please turn back into a clock. Oh, earlier on in the movie, like, she was singing with Gaston. I don't remember exactly what they were singing, but I know I laughed really hard because she got so into it and her head was jerking around like
Yeah.
some type of, epileptic
And
attack.
I made a joke. I was like, hey, it's Gaston's mother.
It was during the scene where he's like trying to get everybody rallied up to
Yeah.
go.
And she sings like, so interesting to say the least. I don't know. Overall, I still felt like the 91 version has more impact.
Me too.
I feel like it was better storytelling. I do feel like
Better vocals.
yeah, definitely. I feel like they skimped on some areas that, I mean, you guys have seen the Planet of the Apes movies. We can do better. Granted, they didn't have Andy Serkis playing the Beast, so that's tough. But
Yeah.
but the animation, I believe, could have been better
Oh, yeah.
on Beast, especially when that's one of your main characters.
Yeah.
You can't skimp on that now.
They probably should have had Andy Serkis playing all the wolves.
Oh, that would have been great. They would
But
have been
it's
like,
just his
I liked
face.
them raw and wriggling.
That'd be good.
And then everyone would have been like, that wolf's talking, yo.
Yeah.
This is wrong.
One of the
in
wolves
this
would
world.
just be a gorilla.
and it tries to growl and it goes, no.
Oh, that moment in that movie, though. Oh,
Yeah, that was really good.
But
Anyway.
those movies are good.
Anyway, I'd rather watch those, that's for sure. So, okay, given the choice between the 91 version and this, which would you rather watch?
91.
I don't remember it. I haven't seen it since I was like 5.
I was disappointed, but I mean, I enjoyed it still, and I would probably watch it again, but I was disappointed.
Yeah.
I will never go out of my way to watch this. And it's not because it's a musical. I just feel like it was less effective storytelling than what Disney has already done. And if you're not going to do something that's at least as good as what you've done before, and I don't have a special attachment to the original. Like I've never been the Disney princess lover. You know, I didn't even see Lion King till 8th grade, so I don't have some special attachment to this. I just know that what I've seen before was more effective and more emotional than this. And if you're not going to do something of that caliber, don't do it. Mm-hmm. So Mulan better be very good.
Yeah. It kind of upset me. I did like Emma Watson's adaptation of Belle. I appreciated it. But there is just this part of me that it's always been my favorite. It's always been my favorite. Yeah. And it's like Belle is just like my dream role as far as like a stage musical goes.
Yeah.
So I have like spent most of my life like
Mine was a Little Mermaid, so the Little Mermaid better be good.
wanting to be Belle.
Your eyebrows
And,
hop up
like,
and down like a bunny rabbit.
Practicing every song. And so it's just like it's saddening.
For someone who, I mean, I like all the princess movies, but I was never like die-hard princess. I always liked stuff like The Lion King and all that stuff. Like,
Overall, though, I don't think it was quite of the caliber it could have been.
Exactly.
I think they could have done more with what they had, but oh well. Mm-hmm. At least LeFou had a change of heart at the end.
Yeah.
So I like that he and Mrs. Potts fought together. I liked where he was holding it and she starts spitting out boiling hot water. That was pretty great.
Yeah.
I like that. Katie, you said you had some fun facts.
I'm just gonna go through a few that I saw.
Don't do it with so much enthusiasm.
Well, I'm not going to go through, like, all of them. Ian McKellen originally turned on the voice of Cogsworth in the original.
Really?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
Filming was completed August 27th, 2015, more than 18 months before the film's release.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then...
They did not need that much time.
No.
To do special effects.
They should have perfected some things. And then Belle's ballroom gown required 30,000 feet of thread and over 12,000 designer hours to complete.
Jeez.
And it still looked cheap.
Yeah.
Let that go to show you people out there. You can buy Walmart clothes and look just as good as the people who have 30,000 hours of ballroom thread. That didn't make sense. I don't care. Point is, shop bargains.
And then Luke Evans also had to wear fake teeth.
Really?
Yes, during filming due to having canines that are longer than normal, which he said would have made Gaston look like a vampire.
He plays Dracula. Do you guys know that?
Oh, yeah.
In Dracula Untold?
Uh-huh.
They don't have to do anything to his teeth in that. That's good.
And this is saying Belle in this film is the inventor instead of Maurice.
Yeah, she did invent that.
The reason
the
behind-
whole washing machine thing.
Yeah.
The reason behind this is because Emma Watson wanted Belle to get her own backstory about why she is treated differently by the other villagers. Emma Watson and the production team even joked Belle invented the washing machine.
I thought she was treated differently by the villagers because she was the only girl who read.
So Belle can do her other hobby, reading books, while the clothes are being washed.
I mean, I like that idea. I don't think they needed more reason for Belle to be ridiculed. Because that was kind of the whole thing, is like, oh, she's reading instead of doing womanly work.
Right.
You know, like, that's enough.
Yeah.
Don't make up things that don't even be made up. You know, like the flaming hot Cheetos that have jalapenos with them as well. They're already hot. Stop it.
They were good.
That was the thing.
Yeah. Katie remembers the day they were released because she went and got them.
Wow.
I got a very long story about this last week.
The Beast was originally going to be created by having Dan Stevenson prosthetic makeup designed and created by husband and wife team Dave and Lou Elsey.
That would have been
should've
so
done
much better.
that.
During post-production, a change was made to recreate the Beast's face with CGI, altering the look of the Beast. The final Beast that will be seen in the film will be Dan Stevenson in the full-body suit created by the Elseys, but with a digital face, despite Bill Condon's wish to have the Beast be completely practically makeup creation.
That's
That could have
disappointing.
been cool.
That's really sad. Why didn't they listen to him? Director
I
said so.
don't know.
Do it.
See? Studio executives, they're all diarrheas.
Emma Watson also refused to wear a corset as part of her costume.
Okay, I have something to say about that.
Okay.
So, I get it on one point because she was trying to kind of portray Belle as this more feminist character. She wants to do things. She's active. And also because just Cinderella. The live action Cinderella.
Live
I think,
action.
Live action. I'm pretty
Well,
sure her
so-
waist was the size of that water bottle you're holding because of
And
the
this
corset
is
that
not
they
a
put
large
on her.
water bottle.
It's
Whatever.
not waist sized. That's
It-
for sure.
It was ridiculous.
It's like one of those joke pencils you get.
It was just crazy. So I kind of get it.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I'm all for historical accuracy.
And they
And
wore
she would have
corsets.
worn a corset.
Yeah.
Didn't have to be as tight as the Cinderella one. That's for sure.
Pretty sure Luke Evans was wearing one. What was up with his body shape?
But yeah. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
In an interview, Dan Stevens said that there was a very different version of the ending transformation. In the original
Was it more
version, the
like
prince
Thriller?
would emerge shirtless from a bed of rose petals.
Sounds pretty good.
However, this scene received negative reactions from test audiences
No
as they
way.
felt that if the prince appeared shirtless, that meant the rest of him was naked as well. And so wouldn't be appropriate for young children.
I'd say that's a good call.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
still could have
Yeah.
had more rose petals in that. thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, maybe not have the
Just
naked
don't
rose
wake
guy.
up in a bed of rose petals. Yeah, it's a little bit sexual.
Oh yeah, no, that
Little
would be
bit.
good. Just a little bit. Yeah, nope. That was a good call on their part to say.
so
you know what?
funny.
Maybe we shouldn't have a bunch of children see a man rise out of roses without his clothes.
That's amazing.
And this isn't the first. This is Emma Watson's first Disney movie, but she was offered a role for a previous Disney movie,
Which
What
one?
was
Which one?
Cinderella.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Huh.
And she turned it down.
You know what? Actually, I believe I heard about that when they cast her as Belle. Is that she
Oh,
passed
really?
up on that?
Interesting.
I'm glad she did Belle instead of Cinderella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
she's
wouldn't
not
work.
Cinderella. But Bella's definitely a more
Yeah.
appropriate character
Yeah.
for her.
I
Lily
believe you.
Collins was considered for the role of Belle too.
Who's Lily Collins?
I don't
She
know.
Eyebrows.
big eyebrows.
Oh,
That's all.
I don't know, but I'm just
Have
imagining.
you seen The Blind Side?
Oh, it's been a long time.
She's
Yeah,
the daughter.
she's-
I'm just imagining two eyebrows that like have
Did you ever
have
see
a
that,
disembodied voice.
What's
that Snow White movie that she did a while back?
Oh yeah.
Also, there was a movie Abducted or something.
Yeah.
with-
No. Yeah.
Taylor Lautner?
Abduction or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one either.
I didn't
Taylor
watch it.
Lautner.
I
All
just
right,
know she was in
whatever.
it.
I'll look her
Anyway.
up later, but
Is she a
yeah.
cyclist?
No.
Is she a
But that's
Lily
just a few
Collins
fun
actress.
facts about the
Lily
movie
Collins.
that I found.
What'd you put in?
Emily
Cool.
Collins.
Well, I guess that's our review of Beauty and the Beast. Oh yeah, I'm just now getting a picture of Lily Collins, the actress, not the cyclist, and she does have eyebrows.
There
That is
are
indeed
eyebrows.
true, and they're very powerful. They're like the type of eyebrows that could sit at just by themselves at a seat in the UN. So very strong eyebrows
Yeah.
She could tame them though. She just sometimes doesn't.
with a chair and a whip.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's all do a rate.
Yeah.
rating.
All right, Abby, you are leading this.
Okay.
I know I kind of took over, and I'm sorry. It's because I'm a talker. But you get to come up with whatever arbitrary rating system you want.
I give it 7 out of 10 roses.
Okay?
Yeah, it's 7 out of 10 fuzzy beasts.
I'm going to give it 1/2 of a wolf bear. which is a
That's
5 out of
fair.
10.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it 6.5 out of 6.5 beast out of 10 beast.
Got it.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
This was completely arbitrary and confusing.
Yeah.
that's it, guys.
That's our
So
rating
we're
system.
done.
Okay, so if you have a choice between seeing this and seeing the original, not the original, I keep saying that, the 1991 Disney animated version, go watch the Disney animated version. I think
See
that's
both.
kind of what we come to. But I mean, if you have to choose between one or the other, and it's like you got $1 to rent something,
and if you want to compare them, go ahead.
If you have $2 to rent something, get both. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying what we're doing here, please tell a friend. We've picked up a little bit of steam, and people have started to kind of find us a little bit more. So we're very, very grateful. Those of you who are listening every week, those of you who are sharing it, we appreciate you guys so much, and we really hope that people keep doing that. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at RollSoundPod. And we do have the Instagram now, so that's fun. We're tweeting a little bit more from there. If you are an aspiring filmmaker, we did an interview that came out on Thursday of last week, in reference to when this is coming out. But you can listen to that. It's with Sven Pape, I think his last name. It's either Pape or I don't know. Sven. He goes by This Guy Edits on YouTube, and he talks a lot about editing. He's worked with people like James Cameron and Mark Webber, who was in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I had a very, very fun and interesting talk with him about what goes into making a film, and so you can check that out and you can learn a lot from him. Definitely listen to that, because if you listen to what he says, it can save you a lot of pain in your journey as a filmmaker. But yeah, again, thank you for listening. Don't die too soon.
Okay.
That's my encouragement.
Well then.
So,
Don't steal roses from scary monsters.
that's a good piece of advice,
Yep.
because they'll lock you in a tower.
And then your daughter will take your place.
Your praise.
Your praise.
On that note.
I can't do the goat noise this week, guys. Somebody else got to do it.
Bet.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
How did that start?
I don't know. Batman.
All right. Well, it's not stopping.
Does that happen every time?
Every
Yeah.
time.
Oh,
But-
I
Yeah.
hadn't noticed.
Bye.
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 See you.